thinking about writing a book about my friend Frank, who dated this special agent girl who ghosted him. True story. Let me know your thoughts. Story related. Frank Marshall was an unremarkable man in most ways, but he prided himself on one thing: his ability to read people. A veteran of the sales industry, he had an instinct for sniffing out deception, a skill that had made him one of the top real estate brokers in Denver. And yet, for all his so-called intuition, he had been utterly blind when it came to Natalie Hayes. They met at a coffee shop on a drizzly afternoon. A meet-cute straight out of a rom-com. She had bumped into him, sending his overpriced cappuccino splashing across his shirt. She apologized profusely, her blue eyes wide with sincerity, and insisted on buying him another. That was how it started, innocent. Perfect. Natalie was a travel consultant, or so she claimed. She had an air of mystery about her, but Frank found it intoxicating. She rarely spoke about her past, avoided talking about work, and never introduced him to friends or family. But when she was with him, she was present, wholly, fiercely present. They spent weekends hiking the Rockies, whispering secrets in the dark, and dreaming of a future that, unbeknownst to Frank, would never come. One night, she vanished. It was a Tuesday. Frank had gotten home late after closing a deal on a $1 million property. The house was dark, eerily still. Natalie wasn't there. At first, he assumed she was out, maybe a last-minute work trip. But then he noticed the little things. Her favorite red leather jacket was gone, her toothbrush missing, her nightstand drawer emptied. No note, no text, no goodbye. Frank spiraled. He called her phone incessantly, only to find it disconnected. He checked hospitals, filed a missing persons report, even hired a private investigator. Nothing. It was as if she had never existed. The truth came nearly 6 months later, in the form of a man in a navy suit who appeared at Frank's office one evening. "Mr. Marshall," the man said, flashing a badge. "CIA, I need to speak with you about Natalie Hayes." Frank's blood ran cold. The agent laid it all out in precise, clinical detail. Natalie Hayes was never a travel consultant. She was an undercover operative for the Central Intelligence Agency, stationed in Denver under an assumed identity. Her relationship with Frank, a cover, an airtight alibi for her real work: espionage, counterintelligence operations so classified that even now, the agent refused to elaborate. "She cared about you," the man said, almost as an afterthought. "That's why she left. If she had stayed, she would have put you in danger." Frank barely heard him. His world had crumbled beneath him. The woman he loved had been a ghost, a mirage built on lies. Yet, despite the betrayal, he still missed her. He still loved her. And every time he passed that coffee shop where they first met, he couldn't help but wonder, had any of it been real?